Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you are a small business owner in California and you have an LLC or a DBA or a corporation and you're trying to figure out how do I get at least $50,000 in business credit cards with my EIN, well, this video, I'm going to explain to you what you have to do step by step. All right. Now, here's the situation. You don't need a DUNS number. You don't need net 30s, nor do you need a paydex score in order for you to get business credit funding. Okay. A lot of people that start out in business in the state of California, they've learned from the internet, from YouTube, that it's best to have a high paydex score, which is the highest paydex score you can get is 100, right? The worst you can get is 0. All right. However, here's the situation. You don't need this here when it comes to business credit funding. All right. So that's number one. Now, number two, choosing the right business code. So these are high-risk NAICS codes, all right? So with these high-risk NAICS codes, you're looking at like credit repair is high risk. Trucking, I forget to put on here, restaurants is high risk. Porn, gambling, MLM, that's right. I know in California, there's a lot of multi-level marketing companies. However, the SBA don't want to fund a multi-level marketing company. And because the SBA would not fund a multi-level marketing company, then you have banks that will not deal with multi-level marketing companies. Then also weapons and ammo. So if you're selling weapons, cartridges, bullets, anything like that, a lot of financial institutions don't want to touch it. Okay. So just keep that in mind. If you're lending out money, even if it's small amounts, $300, $5,000, it's high risk NAICS code. And then of course, real estate investing. Those are high-risk NAICS codes. Now, if you're trying to figure out what's the best NAICS code, then I would suggest that you visit HoustonMcMiller.net and schedule a one-on-one consultation for that. That being said, they'll go to a credit union like Navy Federal Credit Union, and they will open up a business bank account, or they'll go to a community bank in the state of California and open up a business checking account. The challenge with those is that your business transactions are not being reported to the major business credit bureaus. And because your business transactions are not being reported to the major credit bureaus, business credit bureaus at that, then what happens is that when you're ready to get more funding or to grow or get access to money to grow your business, a lot of lenders, they can't find you in the system because the community banks and credit unions are not reporting your deposits and your transactions. So these are the top banks I would tell you that you should consider when trying to build up your business credit and your business bank rating to get funding. Now, one thing I must add is that you do not have to close out your existing bank. So if you have a bank account with Navy Federal or with a community bank, do not close those out. You still can get business funding from them. However, your business transactions are just not being reported to the business credit bureaus. All right. And so that being the case, you have these here companies, American Express, which reports to Small Business Financial Exchange and shared with Experian and Dun & Bradstreet. By the way, something that most people don't know as small business owners, that Small Business Financial Exchange, they're more important than Experian, Dun & Bradstreet, and Equifax. The reason is because when you're trying to get like a SBA loan, so if you're trying to get like SBA loan or something like that, that's why this comes into play. And Small Business Financial Exchange shares this data with all these other business credit bureaus, all right? That being said, you have Chase that reports to Experian, Small Business Financial Exchange, which is shared with Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax. Then you have Capital One, which is Small Business Financial Exchange, Experian, and shared with Dun & Bradstreet. You have Citibank, which is Small Business Financial Exchange, shared with Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, they are reporting to Small Business Financial Exchange. And again, that information is shared with Dun & Bradstreet, okay, and sometimes with Experian. Now, U.S. Bank, Small Business Financial Exchange is shared with Dun & Bradstreet. And then you have PNC and SunTrust and I think BBVA, which is now Truist, okay, and they report to Small Business Financial Exchange. And this is very important because the key to getting more business credit funding is the more transactional data that's shared with those banks and reported to the business credit bureaus, then that's what gives you that score in order for you to help get qualified. Now, the key to that is if you're an independent contractor, or if you're doing like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, you're a handyman or anything like that, I would tell you the biggest thing that you can do is properly structure your business first. And then once you structure your business first, then make sure that your deposits would go to, like, I would open up a PayPal business account and transfer the money over to a PayPal business account, and then transfer that money over to one of these major banks. Again, I must add that if you have an existing business bank account with Navy Federal or any of the credit unions, as well as any community bank, you do not have to close those out, okay? And if you don't know what's the proper structure, then you can click the link in the description, schedule a one-on-one consultation so that I can show you how to properly structure yourself so you can get the maximum amount of business credit funding. How to boost your business credit score. Now, this is where, like I said, net 30s. A lot of people get caught up on net 30s. Here's the reality of it. Having a bunch of, or investing in a bunch of net 30s does not guarantee you any funding, okay? Having a paydex score, as I stated earlier, having a great DUNS number, that's not going to guarantee you funding. Now, the reason that I would suggest some of these here net 30s is to help build up the business credit foundation, because they report to the business credit bureaus, all right? And so you have like Schertzy reports to Equifax, Credit Safe, Small Business Financial Exchange, and Sonia, and National Association of Credit Management, all right? But they want you to be in business at least 90 days, okay, in order for them to give you an account. Now, I would say one of the most important accounts on here is NAV. The reason is because NAV will help you monitor your business credit with Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. And they actually give a personal credit score. Okay. Now, with the personal credit score, it is a Vantage score. So just keep that in mind. But NAV is an account you definitely want. Now, in terms of the proper amount of accounts to help you build up your business credit using net 30s, I would say 4, maximum 5. That's all you need. Okay. And here's one other key element that a lot of people don't know in terms of when it comes to business funding. And this is more important than a DUNS number. That would be your corporate email. Having a corporate email is more important than having a DUNS number. Okay? That's very important. Having a corporate email as well as having a website. Now, if you don't have either of those, again, click the link in the description. You can get access to setting up your website as well as getting the proper corporate email. So that way, when you're applying for credit and stuff, you're not putting on their Google, a Gmail account or a Yahoo account. They want to see a corporate email. Okay. And many people are not even aware of how important just those two things, a website and a corporate email, they're more important than a DUNS number. In other words, bad credit. Then I always suggest to my clients is you want to start with secured cards. So this would be one of the first secured cards you should consider, which is TILFL, Secured Business Credit Card. And the reason is because it's no hard pull on the credit, no personal guarantee, so that's an EIN only card. It reports to Experian Business. That's very important because when you're trying to transition to get business credit cards from Chase Bank, American Express, they're going to look at your Experian Business. Even with Navy Federal, they pull your Experian Business FICO 9. Okay, with Chase and American Express, they're your Experian Business FICO 8. All right, so that you understand that. All right, now the good thing about it with this here secured card, the minimum you need is only $500, but using it to buy gas, buy supplies for your business and stuff like that, or you may use it, to make your monthly insurance payment or something like that. That's what you would use this card for. And you use it, pay it, use it, pay it, use it, and again, because it's actually reporting to Experian Business. The next one is Bank of America. Most people look over this here card, and I always tell you, if you can afford it, get the Bank of America Secured Business Card. And the reason, again, because it not only gives you access to your Dun & Bradstreet file, but it reports to Equifax Business and Small Business Financial Exchange. All right. Now, in terms of the personal guarantee, they look at your Experian FICO 8 score to see if you qualify for the card. However, that card still reports to your business credit file and not on your personal credit. Now, the security deposit is $1,000, but at the same time, it's still reporting to the major business credit bureaus to help you get business credit funding. Also, since Bank of America actually issues regular business credit cards, you're actually databasing yourself for this, okay? A to B. A to B is also another EIN only business credit card. It's a gas card. You can use the card anywhere. It's like a Visa card, okay? And it reports to Experian Business. EIN only. It's a secured card if you don't have strong enough credit, okay? Now, the security deposit is $500 and it's a net 7. And what that means is that you pay the bill every 7 days, all right, as you use the card. Over Capital One. Now, Capital One, this is their easiest business credit card, okay? This is their easiest business card. However, I must state to you, you only need a 580 credit score to get this card. However, they pull all 3 credit bureaus, and this here card reports on the business side as well as the personal side, okay? Now, there's no annual fee, but it does pull on your FICO 8. Now, the interesting thing about Capital One is that they will give you a Vantage score, credit score. And I keep telling people, that's the score you do not want to rely on. There's only 1 or 2 institutions I know that actually use a Vantage score. Okay. Now, that being said, I would definitely encourage you to get this because, like I told you, with Capital One, although it reports on the personal side and the business side, on the business side, you're still going to get it reported to Experian, Equifax, and Small Business Financial Exchange, which is shared with Dun & Bradstreet. So you're still building up your business credit. And again, this is a unsecured card. Now, this is the PayPal Business Cashback card. Okay. Now, the good thing about it, they pull Experian FICO 9 to check your score. Now, people are not aware that they even have an Experian FICO 9, nor are they aware that they have an Experian FICO 5 2, and 3 for your mortgage scores, which some credit unions use those scores, like DCU would use those scores to decide if they're going to give you a business credit card. All right. Now, the good thing about this, again, it's an unsecured card. So your credit score is averaging maybe about I would say, to be safe, between 670, 680 to get access to this card. And they give high limits as Corpay. Now with Corpay, all you need is at least a 600 credit score. However, it is a net 21 and they do a hard pull on your Experian FICO 8 file. So if you need to know the difference between your Experian FICO 8 file as well as your Experian FICO 9 and your 10, then click the link and get access to your real credit score. Now, with the Corpay card, once you get the Corpay card, it does state it reports to Experian, Dun & Bradstreet, and Equifax, okay? So you're still getting the reporting, and it's a unsecured, but you have to have at least minimum of a 600 credit score, all right? And their starting limits averaging about $1,000. Let's talk about Divvy. Divvy used to have a credit builder program. They got rid of their credit builder program. Now they just offer you the Divvy card. Now with your Divvy card, again, soft pull Experian FICO 9 to see if you qualify. They also may want to look at your bank account through Plaid to see what type of deposits you have. Now I would say if you're going after Divvy, I would say be safe and go with at least a 6, like for the secured card, it used to be a 550. But since they got rid of the secured account, I would say to be safe, go with at least a 660, 670 credit score, okay? And again, sometimes they will, if you don't have a whole lot of activity in your business bank account, they will still give you a starting limit of $1,000. Now, they report, now here's the thing about it with Divvy. They have 3 different ways of payback. So then, they have weekly, you can pay back on a weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. The shorter the term of payback, the less of the amount. The longer it's the other way around. The shorter the term, the more money they give. The longer the term, the less money they give. So keep that in mind. Capital on Tap. Now with Capital on Tap, they do not serve sole props. So if you're sole prop, you need to really structure your business in order to get business funding from them. All right. So if you don't know how to do that, or you're trying to figure out, well, which is the most beneficial business structure for me, click the link or visit HoustonMcMiller.net, because this is so important. You want to get this right the first time so you don't backtrack and waste time and money. That being said, like I said, your business with them, if you're doing about $2,500 and you've been doing about $2,500 for the past 6 months, all right, their annual revenue is about $30,000, but showing proof that even as an LLC, a startup, but none sole prop, if you are generating revenue at least $2,500 or more for at least past 6 months, then they will give you a credit card, and it's EIN only as well, okay? Now, sometimes they will request that you show their bank statements as well as invoice. So they're going to use Plaid to look at your bank statements and stuff. So they don't do the paper, they actually look at Plaid. So make sure that your bank supports Plaid in order to let the institution to look at your credit file, okay? Here's another card that's EIN only, which is Torpago. Now with Torpago, and again, these are all credit cards that if you a startup, LLC in the state of California, these are the cards you should be going after. All right. Now with Torpago, EIN only, you have to be in business at least 6 months. They would request that you show at least 6 months of bank statements. Now your average revenue for Torpago, they want you to be making at least $5,000. Okay, so that's what, $30,000 annually. $30,000 for 6 months. 5 times 6 is $30,000. it reports to Dun and Bradstreet. Okay, and again, here, like I said, they will use Plaid in order to verify your bank statements and income. Another one is CoastPay Visa Fleet Fuel Card. You can get this here card with EIN only. All right. Now they do charge a $2 monthly fee, but you can get this as a startup, a new LLC, a sole prop. So no PG, EIN only. Now, if you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, you can either visit threewayfunding.com or go over to houstonmcmiller.net. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video.